This is the Premier One Prima heat lamp, and this is the only heat lamp you will ever see in my barn.
You've probably noticed by now that we use heat lamps in all of our kidding stalls and in our kid pen. I know this is a super controversial topic, but I'm going to tell you why we have them in here, and specifically why we have this lamp in here. The cheap metal lamps that you can get at like Tractor Supply or any feed store are probably some of the most dangerous items that you can put in your barn. They're made out of metal that gets super hot. The light is not recessed up into the housing at all, so God forbid it falls down or hay touches it or something happens, it is going to light on fire so fast.
This is the Premier One Prima heat lamp, and this is the only heat lamp you will ever see in my barn.
I am not sponsored by Premier One at all. I will receive no kickbacks, nothing for this video. All I want to do is help you guys make smarter choices if you're going to use heat lamps in your barns or your outside structures.
The lamp has a really heavy duty plastic housing, and the light itself is actually recessed well up into the lamp, if you can see that there. Everything on it is plastic, so nothing gets really hot. The only part that gets a little warm is the top here, but it is not like those metal lamps where like you touch it and you can burn yourselves.
We were already using these heat lamps last year. I switched over to these exclusively just because I knew how safe they were, but this year we went ahead and we upgraded everything because they added an automatic shut off in case they fall or your light bulb breaks or something like that. These will shut off.
So watch, lights on. It'll hit a point where it tilts, boom, off. On, off.
I don't know any other heat lamp on the market that does exactly that. I know it's not cheap. It is 1000% worth it. Every little bit of fire safety that we can have when we have these in the barn is so worth it to me. I know people are going to come on here and say that you don't need heat lamps. We've been doing this for 800 years and have never used heat lamps, and all of our kids have always been thrifty and done fine. And that is so great that that has worked out for you. For me, it makes me feel better knowing that my kids, God forbid, if the girl's kid in the middle of the night and the moms are doing their job and taking care of them, at least there's a little bit of supplemental heat if I don't catch it right away. Last year we had kids that were born around this time. I think they were like January 28th or whatever, and it was so cold in the barn. They were born way too early, but one of the kids didn't make it because he was so cold and we couldn't get to him in time. And then honestly, this is the part that sold me. I mean, I already love the lamps. I was already going to use them, but they made replacement parts so that you don't have to go out and buy a whole new $70 heat lamp.
They made it so simple for you. I bought 3 of these because I already had 3 lamps. It's $15 for the part that has the automatic shut off in it. You can hear it there. All you have to do to replace it are there are 4 screws in here. You just take those out, take this top off, put the new top on, and screw it in and you're good to go.
In a world of consumerism where most places would just be like, oh, you have to buy a whole new heat lamp, for them to come out and make a $15 replacement part that is not only easy to just replace, but also affordable to replace, I applaud them so much. It just makes me respect them so much more as a company. Do your best to make sure that you are hanging it off of a wall, like don't have it touching anything. Hang it by a chain if you can, and have it screwed into something solid to just minimize the amount of risk that you have of it falling or anything like that. If you can secure it nice and tight, I'm not saying it's 100% safe because light and heat in a barn is never 100% safe, but try your best to make it as absolutely safe as possible. As always, if you're going to use heat lamps in your barn, please make sure that your electricity outlets are good and solid, that there's not a ton of dust around, anything like that. Just try your best to make it as safe as possible. And please, if you can afford it, I really highly recommend that you guys use these lights.